Hello everyone, this is a short video explaining what your test will be next Tuesday. Now, first of all, we are going to have two parts in this test. A 15 minutes of tag-free session, okay, with 5 minutes reading time, and the second part will be 35 minutes of tag allowed part. With more complicated application questions, and the reading time is 5 minutes as well. You will be allowed to use the calculator, of course, and to bring a double-sided A4 sheet into the classroom. So to better prepare you for the tag-free part, if you go to Chapter 9, Linear Relation and Test Revision, you can find I have uploaded several questions in the tag-free part as well. I would like you to, as well as what I have told you, to finish the revision quiz here. This is the first file. I would like you to take a look. Revisit your T1 to T4 task. And then these two files are the practice test last year. This is the questions and this is the answer key. Okay, so I do believe you have plenty of practice before next Tuesday. What I'm expecting for you to do is in the last lesson before Tuesday, I need you to bring me as many questions as possible so I can help you identify your weak point as early as possible and to fix that for you so you can get a better score in the test. Now, I'd like to show you how to work out these tag-free questions. Before that, please pause the video for 5 to 10 minutes and have a go for yourself. Okay, welcome back. For the first question, you are asked to calculate the gradient and the coordinates of y and x-intercept. So let's take a look of the first question. So this is question 1. And this is question 2. So for the first question, we've got x plus 3y equals 12. The first thing we want to do is we want to rearrange the equation into y equals mx plus c. This is our goal, okay? So that means we will put y here and move everything to the other side. So here we go. We will copy 3y. We will move to x to the other side, okay? And then we want to get rid of 3. So we will unmultiply by divide. So we will divide here with 3, which will give us 4 minus. Okay, if we want to follow the example in the exact way, we will go. Okay, very good. Now, as what we have discussed before, this is m, and m is the gradient in this case, okay? So the gradient is negative 2 over 3. Okay, and then let's find the coordinates of y and x-intercept. The x-intercept is the y value when is the x value when y is 0. Okay, so we need to find what x is by substituting y with 0. So we can go 0 equals, and we will solve for x. To divide a fraction, we will keep, change, and flip. These two can cancel out. 6. So the y-intercept, the x-intercept is 6 and 0. Now let's move to the y-intercept here. So this is when x is 0 the y value, okay? So we will copy down the rest. So y equals times 0 this time. So y equals 0 plus 4. Y is 4, okay? So the y-intercept is 0, 4. Okay. Now next, the second question, x is negative 4. Now somebody might be wondering, is this even equation? Well, interestingly, if we draw this in the Cartesian plane, let's find negative 4 here. We are going to draw a vertical line here, okay? So this line is x equals negative 4. And by the way, if the equation writes y equals negative 4, it's going to be a horizontal line, okay? Now, did you still remember how many types are there for gradient? So we've got positive one for uphill, negative one for downhill, and 0 for horizontal one. For the vertical one, it's undefined. Yes, so this, first of all, this is the gradient, which is undefined. Next, for y and x intercept, well, do you think the vertical line has a y-intercept? I don't think it's ever going to cross the y-axis, right? So no. So no y-intercept. Now the x-intercept is here. The x-intercept is negative 4, 0. Okay, yes, very well. Now the next part, question 2. Find the gradient, y-intercept, and the algebraic rule for the following graphs. A straight line that passes through the points this and this. Okay, so first of all, I think what we need to do is to draw them on the Cartesian plane. This is the easiest to understand way. So let's find negative 2, negative 5. So this is the first point. Let's find 4 and 7, probably here. Okay, so what we can do is we can connect these two dots together. And then we are going to calculate the rise over the run. So we can find the gradient. Okay, so let's calculate. From here to here, I think it's 7, yeah, because this is 7 here. From here to here, I think it's 5. So altogether, the rise should be 5 plus 7 equals 12. And then for the run, this little part is 2. This part is 4. So it's 6. Now for median, it's rise over run, so it's 12 over 6, so it's 2. Now, is it going downhill or uphill? It's going uphill, so it's a positive gradient. The correct answer will be 2. So for the y-intercept, well, in this case, you really need to generate the algebraic rule first before you can find the y-intercept. Okay, so how can we generate an algebraic rule for this question? Now, you probably have noticed I mentioned something like y equals mx plus c, and I mentioned that m is the gradient. Okay, now I don't think this point has been explicitly mentioned in class, so this is the high time that you should bear this into your mind. Now we have already calculated that the gradient is 2 in this case, right? So we know that y is 2x plus c. Yes, and now we only need to find what c is. So we will substitute one of the value here back to the equation. So 7 equals 2 times 4 plus c. 7 equals 8 plus c. So c will be -1. Now we know what m is, what c is. The equation will be y equals 2x minus 1. Now we can find the y-intercept. This is when x is 0. Okay, so y will be 2 times 0 minus 1 equals 0 minus 1 equals -1. So the y-intercept is 0, -1. Okay, it's a bit tricky. So if you ever feel confused, you please jot this down and make sure you bring the question to me when you get back to school. Now the next one is determine whether the point is on the line. To determine whether a point is on the line, all we need to do is to substitute the value back to the rule. The rule is and decide whether the equation still holds. So when x is 6, that gives us 2 times 6 minus 1. The answer is 11, which is different from the y value here. Okay, so because 11 n is not equal to 0, so the point is not on the line. Okay. All right, so this is all we have for the tech 3-part question. I picked the most difficult ones for you to work at. Now, by all means, please have a look before the lesson. I'm happy to explain further for you face to face. Have a really good day today. See you back at school.